today's going to be 4.5b. We're going to look at side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, 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 side, hypotenuse, leg, which is what we did yesterday. But then we're going to put the corresponding parts of congruent triangles on there as well today to kind of finish up. Why that last S is there, I don't know. To kind of finish it off. Easiest way to do today is what we're going to do today is we're just going to look at examples. And we've added hypotenuse leg. We've done these types of problems in the past where what we're going to do is we're just going to state if these two triangles are congruent or not, either with yes or no. And if the answer is yes, why? Now, the why. What do you have to put for the why? All you have to put for the why is it side, side, side? Is it side, angle, side? Is it angle, side, angle? Is it angle, angle, side? Or is it the hypotenuse leg theorem that's going to be involved within doing these? And this is the exact directions from your assignment today. So your assignment is going to be done the same exact way as we do these today. Second part of your assignment, there's like three parts to your assignment. Three parts to your assignment. The first and second part, I want you to use these directions. So use the directions. The first part's directions are that right there. That second part, it says explain, and I think that's all it says. Just use these same directions. When you see your assignment, you'll know what that means. So if we look at question number 1, we need to state if they're congruent to each other or not, and if they are, we need to give the reason why. So if we look at these two triangles, if we look at this figure, we've got two sides, and then I've got vertical angles. Okay, now just because they're vertical angles doesn't necessarily mean that these would be congruent. What makes these congruent is the fact that that's a 90-degree angle. So, and I'll talk about more about that in just a second, but if that one's 90, that one has to be 90 because vertical angles are congruent. Okay? And because it's a 90-degree angle, then we can use the hypotenuse leg theorem. If it's not 90 degrees, hypotenuse leg doesn't work. And you notice we've got the hypotenuse, that's the side opposite, and we've got the corresponding sides, both here and here. So solution-wise, this is yes, they're congruent to each other, and they're congruent by hypotenuse leg. And again, hypotenuse leg only works if you have a 90-degree angle. Hypotenuse leg does not work if it's not 90 degrees. So with that being said, if I would go in here and change this a little bit, and instead of saying this is a right angle, I just leave nothing there or put that there. Now we have two angles and we have two sides. But the angle is not included in that one. So these are not congruent. So we would simply put not congruent on this one. Obviously, that was a 90-degree angle, but what I want you to see and why I did this is just because those are congruent doesn't mean just because those two angles are congruent doesn't mean those triangles are congruent. Only if it's 90. Okay, so there's the first one. Second one, we'll do this one together as well. So again, as I'm looking at the picture, first thing I want to do is I want to identify things that I know have to be congruent, and I'm going to mark them. Yeah, we've got vertical angles, and we've talked about vertical angles a lot. I can't put any other arcs in there. I can't put any other tick marks in there. Okay, so now if I look what I have an angle, a side, and an angle, a side, and an angle. And the side is between them. So because it's between them, this is yes by angle, side, angle. And you're done. That's all you have to do today is explain exactly why they're congruent to each other. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 of them that I just want you to do. Do these by yourselves. Just write them down or get them in your heads. I'll give you about a minute and a half to, if those are congruent, explain why. All right, first one. Yes or no? Yes. Yes. Which one? Side, side, side. I could put the tick marks right there. Very good. Next one. Yes or no? Yes. Angle, angle, side. These two angles are right here. So we've got angle, angle, and the non-included side. So that's why that one's angle, angle, side. The next one. So yes, H and L. We've got our 90-degree angle. The shared side is the hypotenuse. That's the hypotenuse of both of them, and then the corresponding leg. So any problem stating if they're congruent or not? No. Okay. So that'd be the first part of your assignment that you're going to look at today. There's about 12 or so questions like that. And again, remember, use those directions. State if they're congruent. For the first two look like two different sets. The last set then that we have to look at is, okay, now we're going to use the Cpctc, the corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent piece of it. And we've done lots of these to this point within this unit. So we've got the drawing now. We want to know why they're congruent. So you guys state the reason why, and we'll do the first couple together. Okay, need to state why they're congruent. Then we're going to find the value of x, knowing they're congruent. And then we're going to find the measure of one of the angles. So again, if we look at this, I've got a triangle here, and I've got a triangle here. Drawing is not to scale. I've got a 90-degree angle. Well, technically, that's not there, but remember, these two angles here and here, they have to add up to 180, so that has to be 90. So we've got the hypotenuse, and then they've got the shared side. So these are congruent by hypotenuse leg. Now that we've shown they're congruent, now we can go ahead and set the two angles equal to each other. So 6 plus 2x is going to equal 15 plus x. Now we have to solve. So I'm going to subtract x, and now I'm looking at it and says, I've got 6 plus 2x minus x. I got to get that 6 to the other side. So I'm just going to subtract 6 at the same time just because I don't have any room. So 6x minus 6, that gives me x. No highlighter. So that gives me x. 15 minus 6 is probably 9. Is that right? Yeah, there we go. So again, we have to find DAC. So that's 15 plus x. X is 9. 15 plus 9 is 24. There are our three solutions. Thank you. Next week I learn how to add and subtract. I don't want to do that yet.
No, we should teach you on Thursday and Friday.
Right after you finish your assessment on Friday.
All right.
There you go. All right, next one. Okay, so it's by angle, side, angle. We've got an angle, we've got a side, and we've got an angle. So that means 4x plus 8 has to equal 2x plus 14. Sides have to equal sides. So subtract 2x, subtract 8. So that gives me 2x equals 6. X equals 3. So we've got angle, side, angle. We've got x is equal to 3. We have to find LK, which is right there. So 2 times 3 plus 14. 6 plus 14 is 20. There's your answer. Think I did the math right this time? Okay. Go ahead, do that one. Give you about a minute and a half. Siri, set timer for a minute and a half.
A minute and a half, counting down.
Siri, how much time do I have left?
There's a timer with 48 seconds left.
She lied.
Oh,
Thank you, Siri.
she didn't say that you're welcome.
Siri, thank you.
Sure thing.
He does not like you. Siri's annoyed.
Siri, are you annoyed?
I'm okay.
Wait, Siri's voice got deeper.
That picked up on my AirPod.
Yeah, really?
Say, Siri, are you frustrated? Yeah, ask Siri if she's the robot if she's frustrated.
There's only 2 seconds left. We're done. So it is side, side, side. So 5 plus 6x is equal to 7x. Hey, easy math this time. X is equal to 5. 7 times 5 is 35. So those are the 2 things you are going to work on your assignment today. Yeah. Any questions relevant to this? Oh, yeah, I just didn't put a third one there. There you go. Oops. There you go.